What happens to the eye after the age 40?
As you age, within the eye, what I told you was the lens.
You can have the model again, sir.
Yeah.
You can explain.
So within the eye, so there is what we showed you, that this lens is sitting here, right? And this lens, actually the light goes through it and goes through it and goes on the retina. But this lens, with age, let's not talk about 40, but maybe later, this lens can lose its transparency. Okay. So if you have, instead of a transparent lens that you had, you have an opaque lens. So the light will not pass through it. Okay, so this is called as cataract. In India, unfortunately, we tend to develop cataracts 10 years earlier than the Western population for reasons which are not fully known. It could be either genetic, or it could be even associated with the number of diarrhea and dehydration events that you had in childhood, or your nutrition, or the exposure to more light, sunlight, etc. So that causes cataract. So this is one thing that can happen. The outflow, as I told you about glaucoma, that can happen. But one of the things which happens in everybody, that is called as presbyopia. Okay, so that is something that happens in all the individuals. That means when you cross 42, 45, the elasticity of the lens that I showed you, that goes down. Once the lens is elastic, it can change its focus. And you need a different power for reading / when you're looking at a distance. So you need, then what people over the age of 40, 45, they start wearing what is called as a progressive glass. So the power of the glass is different on top and it is different at the bottom. Earlier there used to be bifocals where you could see a difference in the power segment of the top and the bottom, but then it's progressive now where it's a gradual change in the power. So presbyopia happens in all the individuals and they lose the power of accommodation. So you need these. So this is aging, because the elasticity of the lens has gone down and the ability to change its focus has gone down.
And the first sign is they'll not be able to read something closer.
Or you just do this.
Keep dying like this.
Yeah. So if you are short, then you will need glasses earlier. But if you are a tall guy, your hands are, then you may be able to push it a little more. So that's the simple thing that we tell. Even say post LASIK, when people are myopic, they normally have a tendency to keep the things. The near point of accommodation is here. So they say it's slightly difficult now. So we just tell them push it by a couple of inches. So a person who has presbyopia, one thing is wanting to push things, and the second is light. In dim light, that is when the problem becomes more. See, what happens is, this is the pupil. Can you see this empty thing? So this is the pupil. You can see this central part. When there is light that is shining, the pupils become smaller, right? And when the light is not shining or the light is less bright, the pupils become larger.
Correct.
So your depth of perception is better if the pupils are smaller. Okay. So when you are in dim light, the pupil, the normal reflex of reading also constricts the pupil. The light also constricts the pupil. But then the constriction is not that strong if you are in dim light. So dim light reading becomes more difficult. When you are tired, then also your reading becomes difficult. Reading means the near stuff, because your accommodation goes down when you're tired. If your overall body is fatigued, you haven't slept well at night, etc., you have gone through a bout of viral fever or any typhoid or whatever it is, then your power of accommodation kind of further reduces. So that's when you feel that, well, I can't read near.
And that, is there any way to prevent it, or every adult should go through it?
As of now, there isn't. You can't stop aging. That's what it is. So there isn't any way to prevent it just now, except that maybe healthy diet and things like that, exercises, etc.
will delay.
Yeah, may.
Follow Center for Sight and post your queries to get answers from the experts.